guilty knowledge. This is a method that involves, quote, the detection of knowledge about a crime as a means for inferring deception. Bryan Kohberger also put his trash in neighbors' trash cans. No alibi. Still no alibi.
Can the prosecution show links from Bryan to Maddie?
He was in fact fired.
This is Reporter Room with Jessica Davies.
Hello, Reporter Room investigators. Oh my gosh, we have so much stuff to get into on the Bryan Kohberger case. Let's get started. My name is Jessica Davies. I'm an investigative journalist. My job is to investigate crimes, consider potential suspects, and show you how to do the same thing. If you haven't already, please subscribe, hit the notification bell, and give this video a thumbs up. Let's get started. Let's go through the evidence that law enforcement has. 1, they have proof that BK purchased the K-bar knife. 2, they have BK's DNA on the K-bar knife sheath found underneath and to the side of Maddie Mogan. 3, they have an eyewitness. Dylan reports seeing a man dressed all in black who is taller than 5'10", has an athletic build but not muscular. He was wearing a mask and had bushy eyebrows. This description does match BK. 4, a white Hyundai Elantra circling the crime scene 3 times before finally parking around 4:04 a.m. on November 13th of 2022. This Hyundai Elantra happens to be missing a front plate and it's white in color, just like the Hyundai Elantra owned by BK. The same Hyundai Elantra is caught on multiple CCTV cameras going to and coming from Pullman, Washington on the night in question where BK lived. So it also caught him returning back to Pullman, Washington on 5 different cameras which were provided to law enforcement in Pullman after the crimes were committed. 6, authorities have BK's phone pinging in the 1122 King Road house area 12 times leading up to the crime. 7, his phone was switched off during the actual commission of the crimes and turned back on once the crimes had been committed. Why did he turn his phone off? Well, in my opinion, it's because his phone was connecting to Kaylee's Bluetooth. We're going to talk about Papa Roger and other warrants that were served by law enforcement, but I want to share a little bit more about Dylan in just a moment, so please stay with us. Is Ann Taylor and the BK defense team, are they stalling, or do they legitimately have so much information that they need more time to go through with it? And what do you think about prosecutor Bill Thompson going for a capital case? Are they overcharging in this case, or do they have a lot more evidence that we just have not seen yet? Dateline NBC also lent credence to the fact that BK created an anonymous Facebook account to post facts about the Idaho student crimes and was using the alias Papa Roger. In fact, according to Dateline NBC, law enforcement officers are convinced, quote, convinced, BK is behind that account. This is probably because Papa Roger had almost psychic-like predictions about this case. So either Papa Roger had to be a member of law enforcement, and some people have theorized this, and they think that Papa Roger stands for police reconnaissance, the P and the R in Papa Roger. But I believe it's more likely that it was BK than it was law enforcement. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comment section below. I love reading your comments. Do we always have to agree with each other, or is it okay that we don't always agree? Because I think the best way to learn about new information is to share constructively with each other all of the information that we have. And this way, everyone can make up their own minds about it. And that's what Reporter Room is. It's a critical thinkers channel. So the Papa Roger account on Facebook mentioned the knife sheath being left at the crime scene a full month before it was mentioned to us, the public. We did not know about the knife sheath, yet Papa Roger was posting about it on Facebook. Here are the receipts. What do you guys think? So it's safe to assume that this account had to be run by the person who did the crime, was very lucky at guesses, or by law enforcement trying to interact with the person who did the crime. But I do believe this goes back to BK because this is what law enforcement believes. And we all know it's not unusual for perpetrators to insert themselves into cases such as this. Now, this account on Facebook posted regularly and then stopped right after BK was arrested. So again, this was either BK posting or law enforcement trying to dangle a little bit of bait to engage with the perpetrator. What do you think? Do you think it was BK? Or do you think it was law enforcement? Let me know what you think in the comment section below. There's still a lot of evidence we don't know anything about. We know law enforcement collected hair samples, fabric with red stains, animal hair, a single black glove. Now, these were all found in BK's Washington apartment. So what do these match? We don't know. And the court documents show that 2 items found in BK's Pullman, Washington apartment tested positive for blood. And these 2 items were a mattress cover on the bed and an uncased pillow, both of which had visible, quote, reddish brown stains. The court documents do not tell us who this blood belongs to. And authorities also found possible animal hair strands and a computer. So at his parents' house in Albrightsville, Pennsylvania, law enforcement also confiscated a Glock 22 .40 caliber handgun and empty magazines, a Smith & Wesson pocket knife, and a third Taylor cutlery knife in a leather sheath. Now, on the same day, law enforcement also searched BK's 2015 white Hyundai Elantra. What did they find? They found gloves, a shovel, goggles, floor mats, boots, and a reflective vest. So I'm wondering what the shovel would have been for. What do you think? Is that to shovel out snow in case your car gets stuck? Or was he burying evidence on that bizarre 9-hour detour that he took with his dad when they were traveling from Pullman, Washington to Albrightsville, Pennsylvania? So we still don't know what happened to BK's shower curtain. We don't know the victim's ID. Which victim was it that was found inside a glove, inside a box at his parents' Albrightsville, Pennsylvania home? So what do you guys think? Let's talk about Dylan for a little bit. Now, Dylan said that Dylan is going to be an eyewitness, in my opinion. She said she saw a man leaving the house in Moscow, Idaho in the early hours, but did not realize until hours later that her 4 roommates had been done away with. Now, the same people who are in the comment section telling me that BK is innocent until proven guilty, and he is, are the same people demanding that the roommates be arrested. I don't understand this mentality. The roommates haven't been charged with anything, so it's nonsensical to leave this comment. They should be arrested for what? For surviving? For not calling law enforcement for 8 hours when it was Ethan's friend who came over looking for Ethan that discovered the crime scene. If the roommates fell asleep around 4 a.m. and then slept for 8 hours, that would be a normal amount of time to sleep. It's not like they were in the house for a couple of days. And just to remind you, in the Jody Arias Travis Alexander case, Travis Alexander's roommates were in the house for days, plural days, before Travis's friends stopped by and found him. So, will Dylan be able to recognize BK's eyes? In my opinion, he does have very distinctive looking eyes. I don't know how good of a look she would have got at them. Enough to know he had bushy eyebrows, but I don't know if she could have seen his eyes in the dark. But if she did, I'm wondering, could she possibly identify him? Now let's talk about what BK wrote back in May of 2011. He said he had, quote, depression, no interest in activities, constant thoughts of doing away with himself, crazy thoughts, delusions of grandeur, anxiety, poor self-image, poor social skills, and this one really stands out to me. He said he has no emotion. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.